Hello, this is Jack from teachingeslonline.com. Now, today I'm going to talk about how you can dip your toes into the waters of online teaching, or more specifically, how you can transition into online teaching. Now, I'm making this video because I got a question before from somebody through email, and they said, I'm thinking about doing online teaching, but I'm a little bit scared, I'm a little bit nervous about what this actually means. And also, I'm not sure if I'm going to be good at it or if I'm going to be able to commit myself full time to this. So I'm going to go through the different ways you can earn as an online teacher and also just talk about how to make this transition into online teaching, with the focus being that you can test things out. So I'm going to talk about an easy way to get started. Now, easy is probably not the right word here, but a way that you can just dip your toes into the waters of online teaching. I think it's a really good metaphor because some of you are thinking about online teaching and you're not sure if this is going to work for you or not. And it's probably best in those situations to think about how you're going to see if it's right for you or not. So I've made a little slideshow and I want to share this with you. There are 3 different slides, and then I'm just going to talk about some of my own experiences, talk about other people who have done this too. So if you're if you're watching live, come say hi in the live chat. But let's go to Keynote. All right, so firstly, we're going to look at the ways you can earn as an online teacher. These are one-to-one lessons, group lessons, online courses, digital products, other services, and platform monetization. Now, platform monetization. So we're going to talk about these because I think it's important to know about the different ways you can earn as an online teacher, because that's going to also help you think about how best to get started or how best to test the waters here. So the first one-to-one teaching. If you are a language teacher, you can think about one-to-one lessons. If you are somebody who offers business advice, then this is consulting, working with people on a one-to-one basis. And you can do this independently, or you can work on other platforms where you can freelance, such as italki for language teachers, Upwork for anyone who wants to consult. And there are various other consultancy platforms coming into fruition now. I'm seeing a lot more of this. I'm getting a lot of emails about these types of platforms. The next one is group lessons. So this is where you teach a few people at the same time. I think that this comes at a later date because in order to get enough demand for group lessons, you're going to have you need quite a large following. It's difficult to find 3 or more people who want to learn with you or take lessons with you at the same time. One-to-one is much easier in this regard. The next one is online courses. So this is another way you can earn. Now, with this, again, this usually comes at a later date. But when you're thinking about making this transition, it's important to think about what you want to do. And if you want to give or create online courses and sell them, then know you can build up things in the background, build up your audience in the background, so then you can offer this in the future. The next one is digital products. Now, this is similar to online courses, but it could mean books that you sell on Amazon, audio downloads, PDF guides, books again, anything that's a digital download. The next one is other services. Now, 2 examples of this. If you're a language teacher, you can offer services where, hopefully the internet's strong enough here, you can offer services where you are giving people feedback on certain things. So it could be feedback on their website, if you offer that, feedback on their speaking and writing, if you are a language teacher. It could be anything really. It depends what you are teaching. And then the next one is platform monetization, and I think this is becoming more important. A YouTube example is ads through YouTube, super chats through YouTube, memberships through YouTube, sponsorships through YouTube, and this can work on different websites too. So if you look at some business podcasts, and you check out how much they earn through sponsorships, it might get you a little bit excited about doing podcasts. Just want to say hello to Mario. Good to have you here. And Lloyd's Everyday English. Good to see you again, Lloyd. So those are the different ways you can earn money as an online teacher. Now, you can do this independently through a third-party platform or even through a company as well. So know that there is company work out there if what you offer can be easily streamlined through a company. So language teaching is a good example of that. Now, the next slide is going to talk about a side hustle. So when I'm talking about a side hustle here, think about if you are working full-time right now, how you can create a side hustle for online lessons. And this, again, is a way for you to enter this whole world, this industry, slowly, and just to ensure if it's right for you or not. So think of this as an alternative to quitting your job and just saying, all right, I'm going to be an online teacher. Or spending 60 hours a week working on becoming an online teacher. Think of this as an alternative to that. So the first side hustle that I thought about is teach on a platform. All right, so you can teach on a platform. Places like italki, Upwork, other freelancing websites where you don't have to create the whole marketing structure in order to get lessons, in order to become a teacher. Instead, you're using platforms that are already there. So they have the benefit of already being there and having a student base on the platform. The startup costs and the startup work that you have to put in is quite limited when you do this. So this is a way for you to, again, see if online teaching is for you. Teach a few lessons. You can also just teach some friends or teach people that you know, someone in your network, maybe for free at first, to see if you're going to enjoy it. The next one when it comes to courses is to create a course on a third-party platform. Again, we're using the third-party platform here as an example because they already have that student base there. They already have everything set up for you. Now, I'm actually going to create some courses on third-party platforms. I have two main courses, one for teachers. If you look up Teach English Online Course, you'll find that one, and also one for English language learners. Now, those are on my own website, but I am looking to create more courses, and my idea is to do it through third-party platforms. I'm going to test this out in quarter 3 and 4 of 2020. I'm going to get started this week with some outlines and do it for both. This is the year for me to create lots of new courses. And if they're successful, you can always take them off that platform and put them on your own at a later date. But I'm seeing this as like a side hustle myself, where I already have my business model set up, but my new side hustle is going to be creating new courses. The next one is an interesting one. Send out lessons by email once per week or once per day. I know somebody who did this, and somebody now is very successful. If you check out Espresso English, Shayna, a good friend of mine, she started by just creating email lessons on her lunch break, sending them out one per day. So that was her whole business model, where she would say, okay, get an email every day, an English lesson, quick email that you can receive. And she took things from there. She worked part-time for quite a long time with Espresso English as a side hustle. And now she is full-time and has been for a few years now with Espresso English. I interviewed Shayna. It's on the channel if you want to check that out. The next one is to create lessons on social media. So again, this is another way for you to think about how can I build my audience in order to then make this transition at a later date. You can create lessons on social media quite easily now, or very easily now. And a lot of the time it's just about getting started. I'm going on Instagram because this is probably the easiest way to get started. You're on Instagram, you click plus, you go to video, and then you record a video. Maybe it's like a 30-second video about whatever it is you want to teach. And then you tell people, leave me comments below. Tag people who want to learn with me. You create stories. This is all very easy to do in the sense of it's on your phone. In the past, creating content on social media was a little bit more involved. People did it through their computers, but now phone is much easier. Gary has a question. Udemy. Yes, I'm going to create courses on Udemy. I'm really excited about it, in fact. And I think my wife's going to join me. She's going to create some courses as well. We'll see if we can. It all depends on this whole school thing, if they can get back in school, the children. Because if not, it's going to be very difficult for us to create courses together on Udemy. The next one, teach students in your network. So let's say you're working a full-time job. You can find people to teach who are in your network right now. Maybe there's only one student that you get right now, but that can then snowball into other lessons. And again, you're not committing yourself to just doing this full time. Instead, you're teaching somebody and then seeing how things go. So those are some of the ways that you can see this as a side hustle and dip your toe into the world of online teaching. Teach on a platform, create a course on a third-party platform, start email marketing. If you want to learn about email marketing, go to the description of this video and take my course. It is currently free to take. That might be on Udemy soon, which means that won't be available for free anymore. But right now, it is available for free. You can create lessons on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I really like Twitter at the moment, actually. The reach is really good. I didn't expect it. I haven't really used it for 2 years, 3 years. But the past 2 weeks, I've started tweeting a little bit more and it's becoming, I quite like it. The next one, teach students in your network. That's what it means, network here, in your network. All right. Lloyd says, what about the huge cut that Udemy takes from sales? Yeah, I won't go too deep into this. If you drive sales from your own platform or your own promotional, if you send students to Udemy, let's say from an email or social media, then you get 97% of the cut. The rest come from Udemy. And I just see it as, I've looked into the business model of teaching on Udemy, and I've looked at other people who are doing it. I know some figures. I've asked people, and I've done a lot of digging. And it seems like it's obviously like a numbers game. But if you have 5 to 10 courses that complement each other, and you get the sales that other people get, or even a half of that, you're going to be doing very well. And my whole thing with this is, it's going to be a way for me to test out courses on the Udemy platform. And if they do well, then I can consider putting them on something like Teachable or my own platform. But it's just a way for me to put stuff out there without having to build up a whole new course membership area or Teachable, and then just to see how things are going. My wife texts me every time I'm live. It doesn't matter when I'm live. 1 second. I think she sees I'm live and she does it on purpose. So that's talking about the side hustle. Feel free to ask more questions, everyone. We can freestyle this a little bit. Now, other tips. Test things out to see if it's a good fit. So that's what I'm just talking about when it comes to Udemy. You can test everything out. You can start on social media, do some lessons on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I say lessons. This is for anyone who wants to teach anything online. But it's just a good way to get started. Test things out to see if it's a good fit. Now, once you get things going and you enjoy where you are, set a deadline for full time. I love this, where let's say you have 5 students, your social media account's doing well, and you think, if I only had 25 students and then earned a little bit of money through monetization on YouTube, then that would overtake what I'm earning right now. You can set a deadline for going full time And having a deadline on this will just make you actually take the action that you need to take. That's why I like going live on YouTube, because I say, all right, lesson at 3 o'clock today. It gives me the deadline to then get everything ready. And I know I have to go live at 3 because I said I would. I did this with a course as well. I said, all right, this course is going to be available on the 14th of August. And then I got it available and ready for then because there was a deadline there. In other words, I need to set a deadline for my next Udemy course. That's my next step. And then also, it says here, create dedicated time. So if you are doing a side hustle, it's a good idea to think about when you can work on this. When are you going to set aside dedicated time that's non-negotiable, or hopefully non-negotiable? Again, it just depends on who you are, your lifestyle, other people in your family and in your world. But just try and find this dedicated time, whether this is in the morning, in the evening, at lunchtime. People have done it in the lunchtime before. Like Shayna, Espresso English. She just had a dinner. I say dinner. I'm from the north of England. She had a lunch at lunchtime and dinner at lunchtime. And she just worked on stuff for Espresso English and just built up this audience of people. She posted a lesson to her blog and then also sent it as an email. And then she gets hundreds of thousands of visits a month now. And she has hundreds, probably, I don't know, but probably 200,000 email subscribers. But yeah, find that dedicated time and just work at it. And then the last one is an online course story. Yeah, I've already told the story. I had a deadline for it. I worked at it. And at the time, I was still teaching one-to-one lessons. So I created the online courses as a side hustle. I was teaching the same hours. I ended up reducing them a little bit towards the launch, but I was more or less teaching the same hours. And then I was creating this online course as a side hustle because I wanted to make sure that it worked before I did it. That was important for me. Gary says, some guys are making a lot of money on Udemy, but you need a lot of courses. That's right, you do. You need a lot of courses. That's the key to it. So it's to have complementary courses where what I'm going to do is make one on email marketing and then social media and then YouTube specifically, and then think about other courses that I can link in together. But yeah, it's interesting to me. I nearly went with Udemy a long time ago, before I create the courses, but I put them on my own platform. And then I put them on Udemy. Now, I'll just let everyone know, just as an update, I talked about how I turned on YouTube memberships. It's still not showing the join feature. This is for my other channel, by the way. It's still not showing the join feature on a phone, which is very frustrating because that's where most people watch my videos. But when you go to my pages, YouTube channel, when you go to my videos, the join button is not there. But it's been an okay start. I've got about the amount of people I expected to get. And it's an ongoing process. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I turned on YouTube memberships for my Tefluency channel. And with that, well, I made a video about this last week, so you can watch that after this one. But I'm still really excited about how that's going to work and how many people are going to join. So that's what's coming next. Any questions while you're here? Everybody watching live, I'll answer your questions about online teaching. Just to give a quick summary. Let's do a quick summary. Where's my keynote? Ways to earn money as an online teacher: one-to-one, group lessons, online courses, digital products, other services. The services are things like you can do write-in feedback as an online teacher, or you can, for example, I sometimes do website critiques where people send me their website and I don't meet up with them one-to-one. Instead, I give them feedback through a screen share. The next one is platform monetization as well, where you monetize on things like YouTube. Now, for me, YouTube earnings, they're about a sixth of my total earnings, I'd say. It's getting more and more, and it depends. Like in March, it was really high, but then the CPMs have come down since, and also my online teaching, this channel was big in March because people were looking to teach online. Side hustle. So what you can do to transition into online teaching and to dip your toes into this world is to teach on a platform, create a course on a third-party platform, send out lessons by email once per week, create lessons on social media, and teach students. And you can do one of these, all of these. It's just up to you with how you want to do it. And then just other tips to help you get started. You can test things out to see if it's a good fit for you. Set a deadline for full time once you get some momentum going. Create dedicated time to work on this side hustle. And my story was I created a course as a side hustle because I was teaching English at the time. What do you provide? Hey Lloyd, what do you provide for YouTube members? So right now, I'm keeping it very simple by saying you're going to get badges for the YouTube channel, highlighted comments through the badges. And then the second tier membership is early access to videos. Now, I'm going to add more perks once I hit certain numbers because I didn't want to offer something that was too big to begin with if the numbers didn't work out in the way I wanted them to work out. So let's say I said, all right, everybody, we're doing a live lesson once a week just for members. And then only 15 people join, and I'm having to do a live lesson once a week for members to keep them involved. Obviously, I could cancel it, but I don't want to cancel it straight away. So my idea was to keep it small to begin with, have the message to be more of a support the channel. There are a few little perks here, but the main thing is support the channel. And then once memberships grow, to build on that. Now, what I might do is also offer the audiobook that I have for my free book as a welcome gift. So that isn't going to cost me anything else because I don't have to provide that individually, or it's not an ongoing thing that I provide. Instead, it's something that people can just download as soon as they become a member on YouTube. And I think the way to offer that or to deliver it is that you can create a community post to members. So when they join, they're going to get access to this post, and then I can just embed it in there or send a link to that. So that is my idea with YouTube memberships. And I think that YouTube is going to push this because they're looking at ways to create more monetization on their platform in addition to advertising. And advertising is a little bit of it's a hot topic right now because of the Facebook ad boycott. But YouTube they've gone through this in the past where advertisers have said, look, you've got all this content that we don't like. You're showing our ads on these types of channels. We don't like it. And YouTube's response to this has been just, cull channels and make lots of different videos not advertiser friendly. So then ads aren't shown on them. And the last one I made to Fluency wasn't. I don't know why. I think it's sometimes if you share a screen, then they're like, oh, what's he sharing? We don't know what's going on here, so you can't do it. So I think that YouTube are going to really push extra monetization platform or methods, let's say, memberships, super chats, which they really push, and also what's the third one? Merchandise, because it's going to help them create a different type of business model that isn't so reliant on ads. So as creators, I think that this is going to be a really big opportunity, and they're going to start pushing memberships more and more to try and entice people into memberships. I think there's going to be an end card soon. So when you create a YouTube video, you can have an end card where you show a video or a link. I think they're going to say now you can have a join link. That's where I think it's going to go. English Arts Academy. Hello, Jack. Sorry I'm late. I will catch up properly. No worries. No worries. Yeah, feel free to go back and watch this. And then everyone who's watching, be sure to go to the description where you can learn more about email marketing, online courses. If you're unsure about where to get started, the email marketing guide is really useful. It's a free course, and I think it's the number one place to start when it comes to becoming an online teacher, because this is how you're going to have your audience with you at all times. It's something that you own, and it's a way for you to build up an audience if you want to teach now or in the future. And I'll take you through everything step by step. So definitely check that out. All right, I'll end it there. I'll go live again this week. Send me an email, jack@teachingesonline.com or @jackdaskew on Twitter, and let me know if you have any questions and I'll answer them. All right.